The world as we knew it ended, not with a bang, but with a cough. A virus emerged. Silent, invisible, unstoppable. At first, it was just a flu-like illness, dismissed as another seasonal threat. But it was not seasonal. It was not natural. Within weeks, cities that never slept fell silent. Hospitals overflowed, and governments scrambled helplessly. This virus was not selective. Humans, animals, even the smallest forms of life in the oceans fell victim. In less than a year, 99% of life on Earth was gone. Streets that once pulsed with energy became empty corridors of dust and debris. Skyscrapers stood like hollow monuments over abandoned cities. Airports froze in time, with planes left on runways, luggage scattered across silent terminals. For the survivors, life became a constant fight for survival. Food, water, and shelter were no longer guaranteed. Society collapsed under the weight of loss. Governments disappeared, replaced by scattered groups of survivors. Some worked together, forming fragile communities built on trust. Others turned to violence, taking what they needed to survive. With so few people left, infrastructure failed. Power grids shut down. Clean water became scarce. Communication networks died. The internet, once a living network connecting billions, became a graveyard of forgotten voices. Nature began to take back the world. Without human interference, forests spread into cities. Grass pushed through highways. Rivers shifted and expanded. Animals returned to places they had been driven from long ago. Predators roamed freely, and ecosystems began to rebuild in ways no one had expected. But this new world was not peaceful. The virus had left deep scars. Survivors lived with constant fear and trauma. Every cough, every fever carried the threat of death. Isolation became the new reality. Many lived alone, speaking only to themselves for weeks or even months at a time. Meeting another person was both hope and danger. Trust became rare and valuable. Some communities tried to rebuild what was lost, teaching children how to farm, how to purify water, how to survive without modern technology. Others abandoned the past completely, living only for the present moment. The idea of the future changed. Survival became the only goal. There were no long-term plans, no guarantees. Each day lived was a victory. Yet life refused to disappear completely. Plants grew, animals multiplied, humans adapted. Slowly, carefully, the survivors began to find meaning again. Not in rebuilding the old world, but in protecting what remained. The Earth was no longer dominated by humanity. It had become something different, wilder, quieter, and far less forgiving. Those who survived were no longer rulers of the planet. They were simply part of it. In the end, the virus did not just destroy life, it reshaped it. It forced the survivors to confront what truly mattered: survival, connection, and the fragile beauty of existence. A world reduced to 1% of its life still held something powerful: hope.